Today I want to go over the competition that I just had, and that was 2014 USAPL Men's Nationals, and I would say overall it was a good meet but not a perfect meet. So let me run through the squat first. The squat, I did my normal warm-up. I warmed up to 210 kilos in the back. It was fine, and then I opened with 496 pounds or 225 kilos. Again, it went fine. It was great. So I moved on to my next planned attempt, 523 pounds, and again I did that again. I might have lost a little control at the bottom as far as my back positioning, but overall it was okay. So then because 523 wasn't as smooth as I had expected, I decided to take a jump to 245 kilos or 540 pounds, and with that attempt, when I was in the hole, my torso, it just rounded over too much, so I couldn't really recover the squat, so I just had the spotters take it. So that was that. So that was a squat, and the 523 pounds, it was a PR, so again, nothing to complain about there. So next we moved on to the bench press. So the warm-up for the bench press, it went great. I did 125 kilos in the back to a 2-board and a 1-board, and I had my spotter, Jeff. He actually yanked the weight off me, so I would conserve energy for the bench press. So I opened with 292 pounds, and at least in my eyes, it went up really well, really smoothly. However, I got 2 red lights due to my foot placement. So my foot wasn't exactly flat on the ground, as I was told by the judges, so they gave me red lights for that. So I had no choice but to repeat the opener with 292 pounds on the second attempt, and I got, I believe, 2 whites for that, so that was a good lift. And then the third attempt, because I missed out on the opener, I decided to jump straight to 314 pounds or 142.5 kilos, and again I pressed it up no problem, but the problem was that my butt came off the bench, so I got 2 red lights for that. And initially I had 2 white lights, but the second white light was switched to a red light, so it was no lift. But again, that would have been a big PR, but again, it's just something that I have to accept and I have to work on for the future. So sorry, to backtrack here, I actually went from 66.9 kilos to 64.8 kilos in one night, so I lost almost 5 pounds of water weight overnight. So again, I was lighter than expected, but I didn't really feel that it affected adversely as far as my gear fitting. But again, I was much lighter, so I was less than 143 pounds. So going on to the deadlift, again, I tried to salvage the day because, again, the benches, I only got 1 attempt in, so I really had to make up on the deadlift. So I warmed up to 205 kilos, again, went great, went fine, and the opening attempt I did 496 pounds, and that went up smoothly. Could have been a little faster, but it was still okay. And then the second attempt I jumped straight to 245 kilos, and that was actually the final deadlift I did in the Nationals of 2013. So I got that. It wasn't super fast, but still got it. It was fairly smooth. So I, instead of initially going to 260 kilos because 245 wasn't exactly perfect, I jumped to 255 kilos. So that was a huge personal record as far as a full meet record. So that's a full 10 kilos for the full meet record. And keep in mind, back in August of 2013, I did do 250 kilos, but that was a single lift meet. So again, the conditions for that are much easier. So I went to the 255 kilos, 562 pounds, and as you guys saw in the video, my form broke down a little bit. I was using a lot of back, but nevertheless, I did get the lift, so that was 3 white lights, and I was very pleased with that. And I ended up with 498 Wilks. Had I got my last bench in, it would have been a 507 Wilks or Elite Wilks, so I missed out on that. However, I did get my 203 Wilks on the deadlift, so that's officially an Elite deadlift. And there's no exact classifications as far as what an Elite deadlift is, but for the GNC Pro deadlift, one of the requirements is that you have a 200 Wilks deadlift. So I finally achieved that, and that was a good personal record. So all in all, it was a fairly good meet. It wasn't the perfect meet, but again, I can't really complain with the results because my previous Wilks PR was 476 Wilks, and I managed to get 498 Wilks. So again, a vast improvement. So again, I'm pleased with the meet. Wasn't a perfect meet, but again, I made substantial progress from the last meet. So that's it, guys, and thanks for watching.